Hi, this is Vanessa with Fitness 23 in San Jose and in Las Vegas. And this is your Fitness 23 workout at home. Today is going to be a little more low-key, but you're still going to feel some pain. We are going to talk about and do flexibility and strength.
Three, two, one, zero.
It's very important before you do any stretching that you always warm up your muscles. So we're gonna do about a 2 or 3 minute warm up just to get the body flowing, get the blood flowing, and then we're gonna go into some pretty severe stretches. And I'm gonna talk through why I'm doing the stretches I'm doing and how it builds strength. So here we go. Arms are out to the side. When you pull them out to the side, make sure you're really pulling this deltoid back a little bit. Everything's super straight. Your whole body's straight. Your shoulders are over your hips. Your butt's not sticking out behind you. Really hold these shoulders up, nice and even. We're gonna open these arms up and down. Little fist, just feel it on the top of your shoulders. We're gonna do a lot of shoulder work today, and we're gonna do a lot of hip work today, and of course that back is so important. And we'll finish up with some mat work on that core. Now, all you're gonna need today is a bar. You're gonna see that I have a weighted bar, but you could use a broom, you can use any kind of stick. It's gonna be weighted on the shoulders. And I have a box, but you can use a chair to lean on. You could use a kitchen counter, anything. And of course a mat I use, but you can use anything on the floor you would like. You could use your carpet, you could use a towel. Just something to put on, give a little cushion to your knees, to your whole body. I always need it on my tailbone. All right, here we go. Warm those shoulders up. Make sure your elbow comes to your knee, nice and even. Doing everything, a little rotation here, just to warm it up. Okay, we're gonna spread on out. Don't go so you're uncomfortable, but keep your knees locked. We're gonna come down to one side, just a little, warming up this front of your leg, your quad muscle. Nice, even breathing. Other side. Nice straight back, keeping your butt underneath you, remember? Warming up this quad. Remember, if this starts to hurt you, your knees are bothering you, your hamstrings, all that stuff, you can just do a little less motion. We're gonna go back and forth, just warming you up. So we're gonna do some pretty severe stretching in a few minutes. Okay, you're gonna go straight down in the middle, keep your legs locked, knees stay locked. Take your legs out as far as you feel comfortable and go down, bend those elbows and back. Bend those elbows and back up and down. Really feel it through your hamstrings. Big stretch through those hamstrings. Couple more. Excellent. Bring those feet back in. Little jog in place. You're just warming up. This is no big deal. Nice straight body position, just getting that heart rate up and going. Remember, if you ever have any questions during my videos, you can always put a question to me at vanessa@trainwithv.com or down below this video, and I'll get back to you, I promise. All right, got that counter ready? I'm gonna move that bar out of the way just so I don't knock it over. Okay, the first thing we're gonna work on is hamstring strength and stretching. Okay, so your counter should be just a little bit below your hips or your chair, whatever you prefer to use. Doesn't make a difference to me. And you're gonna have your hands nice and secure. I don't have it against a wall, but something that's real secure that you can push on is probably the best. We're gonna take this leg and we're gonna put it way up in the air. We want your back and your leg to be perfectly parallel. Want to drop your head below your shoulders if you can. This is stretching out my top deltoids, and it's my hamstring of my right leg that is actually holding me up here. Remember, we don't want to do much more than about 30 seconds of these exercises, so we're going to do about 30 seconds each and then move on. You can bring that leg forward and take it back. Really, really stretch that out. You're going to feel that hamstring screaming at you. And back. You should feel those deltoids on the top of your shoulders. A couple more seconds on this leg. Good, and we're gonna switch sides. Remember, everyone's body is different, but you always have one side that is much stronger than the other. For me, obviously my right leg is much stronger than my left. This is all my left leg holding me up. It's the hamstring pull here. My calf has to work a lot harder on this side. Try to get that leg up as high as you can and get your body as straight as you can. Feel it through those deltoids. Big stretch out. Nice even breathing. It's a lot of work for these hamstrings. Got to make strong hamstrings. So we're stretching at the same time we're building strength. A few more seconds on this side. One more, bring your knee in and take it out. Excellent. Now you're gonna stand up. Your feet will be just a little wider than your shoulders. Do not bend your knees. You're gonna hang down. Your goal, of course, is to have those hands flat. That's what you wanna really have, is this whole back this loose and the hamstrings so loose that you can do this. You can use weights if you'd like to help you come down. Do not force it, but do not bend your knees. Bending your knees stops you from stretching out these hamstrings. Big breathing here, nice and even. Really taking the time to stretch is what keeps me from getting injured and allows me to work like I do and run like I do. So I really suggest spending a good 10 or 15 minutes a day with a great stretch. All right, nice and up. Okay, you've got that counter to lean on. Whatever it is you prefer. If you feel you don't need to lean, even better. But let's talk about doing the lean first, just to get yourself nice and straight. I'm gonna cross this leg over, really open up the hip. Hip issues are huge, right? And we're gonna sit down. We're gonna sit down. Now, if you lean on something, right, it makes it easier. Obviously, if you're big on yoga, you do this all the time and you do it balancing-wise. I don't care how you do it. For me, I really want you to get this hip open and all the weight balanced. This is a balancing exercise besides stretching and strength. Nice and even. Keep breathing here. Excellent. About 15, 20 seconds is all you need on that side. Other side. And just turn around, of course. Cross the leg over, open up that hip. If you really find that the hip doesn't open up well and it's really tight, we're going to work on the hips a little bit more later, but it's about opening up that hip, right? And having a seat. And if you can balance on one leg and work on balance at the same time, it's great, right? This is hurting your knee. Be really careful. Do not hurt your knee, the one you're leaning on, right? Very, very tough stuff here, especially to get the balance. Nice breathing, good. Okay, now I want you to just bring the leg up and back. You're just shaking out everything we just did a little bit. And back, up and back, making sure everything works pretty well. You should feel pretty limber now. All right, so you've got that counter, it's your kitchen counter. I don't know if your husband is gonna like it, but we're gonna throw our leg up. Now, if that's too high to do lower on a chair, whatever works for you, the leg should be straight though, right? Right in front of you, and you're gonna go forward and stretch. This is still hamstring stretching and that back. You can have this foot turned out a little bit that makes you feel more secure. I'm okay with that. Big breathing though, and we wanna come down. Nice breathing. Great. Let's change legs. Legs up and forward. Big stretch here. Remember, you're always going to feel one side stretch more than the other, one leg stronger than the other. You should be conscious of that just because it will affect everything you do in life. I always work out my left side more than my right because my left side is my weaker side. Okay, so you've got that counter or that chair or the side of the sofa, whatever it may be, and you're going to cross your leg and throw it up there. Now we're going to do the hip stretch here. We talked about that balancing act, which we had before with the hip open, so we're going to lean forward onto that hip and really stretch that out. And you'll feel this in that hamstring and on the inside of your groin muscles. Remember, we're holding our stretches for anywhere between 15 to 25 seconds would be the norm. So maybe just count to yourself for about 15 to 25 seconds. Other leg, up there it goes, and lean forward. The reason we never stretch cold is that we could snap things, right? So some pretty severe stretching, You're gonna feel fantastic afterwards, but really make sure you've done that little bit of jog, 2 or 3 minutes, just to warm your body up. Nice, even breathing. Excellent. All right, so that's a great stretch for the lower body. It is time for your water break, everybody. I know, my dogs are super cute. You want to pet them. I hope you have your own to pet. Remember, we don't let you have any sandwiches. We don't let you have any M&Ms. We want you to be really great and ready for the next exercise as it comes up. Okay, I'm using an 8-pound weighted bar, but you could use anything in your house. A mop, a broom, I don't know, a golf club. It doesn't really matter to me what you use. We're doing shoulder mobility issues here. The idea is with your shoulder that you have full mobility, that you can go all the way up over your head and keep your arms straight the whole time by just holding on to the edge. This is a lot of work. It's a lot of muscles that have to work and a lot of flexibility through the shoulder. Now, I don't expect you to do this necessarily on the first couple times, but I try to get every client to be able to do this to really get that shoulder mobility that keeps you from needing shoulder surgery when you get older. I'm going to break this down into little pieces if you can't go all the way. So if you see me getting here and you're kind of doing this whole side thing, just stop and come back. Don't force it. We're going to get to other things that are going to help you get all the way over. Because here is definitely an issue. It takes a lot of strength here, a lot of flexibility. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more just so you have an idea of what I'm doing. And then I'm going to break it down into parts for you to work on. Great. All right. So it's all about my deltoid here, top of my shoulder. First, I'm going to go straight up over the head. See that my hands are really, really next to my head and my arms are super straight. This is all about the top of my deltoid here, holding this up, just in case you didn't know what should be hurting or what you should be feeling. And of course, I can feel my tricep underneath my arm. So my rib cage here and my abs are really what's holding me up straight. So really focus that that's what should feel tight in your body. If it hurts just to hold it up, that's why I'm saying sometimes a broom is fine. Don't feel like you need to do a weighted bar at all. Nice, even breathing. You're gonna bring that down really slowly, just to your chin and back up. This is working the top of your shoulder, working those muscles at the top of your shoulder. Nice, even breathing. If you're not having to talk through a video, of course, and just working the top of the shoulder. You probably want to do about 10 of these if you can. Nice slow reps, even breathing. When you get to the top, make sure you really pull those abs in and you're really holding yourself up nice and tall. Nice breathing. Okay, we're going to change exercises because we're going to work on those back of those arms to help you out. So the same kind of thing, I'm going to have that bar right behind me. My hands are nice and tight. I'm going to lean forward and push that bar up, working on that tricep strength. So I'm leaning forward, nice flat back, and push that bar up on the tricep. Nice even breathing. If you have blood pressure issues, having your head down like this might bother you, so be careful. I know you have some heat feeling in the back of those arms doing this. This is fantastic work. Get rid of those flabby arms everyone complains about. Couple more. Great. Okay, for the next exercise, I've got it back behind my head. So I've got one arm straight and the other arm bent, and I'm going to push the bar backwards behind me, back behind me. Remember to hold those abs in, right? All of these exercises are to strengthen those shoulders so that you can do that full rotation. This is stretching with strength. Good. Back up. Other arm, here we go. Push it back. This will feel pretty awkward, right? What you think you normally do, to make so much sense. You you can get that bar all the way around your body. All right, so here we go. One more time, as we started in the beginning. Arms are on the end of the bar, and take it up and over your head. So most of my clients, even ones that are in their late 60s and 70s, I can get to do this. You do this in small little increments until you can get that full shoulder mobility. Okay, let's go down to the mat and do some work on our back and our shoulders, of course, and those abs. Okay, so now I'm down on the mat. It's super important that you do a couple of things. One is you should be able to really flex those toes towards your face. That's actually going to engage that calf. If you're stretching and it's like this, there's no calf engagement. So flex those toes towards your face. When you go down, you're going to feel it through your entire leg, especially your back and your knee, right? And your goal, of course, is to be nice and low. If you're able to grab your feet like this, do not let the knees bend. Really get those hamstrings to stretch out really well. Also will stretch out the top of your shoulders. If you just did the shoulder workout, of course, that needs to happen too, right? A couple other ways to make the stretch even better. We can cross our leg over. When you cross your leg over, you really want to make sure that the knee is low. If your knee is up here, we really got to work on stretching out that whole hip structure, but your leg should just lay like that, nice and low and open, and going back down. It's even a bigger stretch for your calf this way. Really good stretch. Remember, 20 seconds more or less. We're going to do on every stretch. So I'm going to do this side, nice and low. And I'm going to do my other leg, same way. This one's even looser, right? Nice and low. You can feel it all through my calf. Really great stretch. All right, so let's stay down. Arms are straight up in the air. I want to get that back, a little bit of rotation, right? The other rotation that we always have our butts sticking out a little too far, so we want to bring those knees up and just rotate them off the mat. In between your elbows would be fantastic. If they can only come up this way, you know you got a problem, right? This is one of these flexibility things. We want that back to be really flexible. If this is really easy for you to do, which won't be for everybody for sure, you can always come up and over if your back is really flexible, right? Just depends how flexible you are. But if you're flexible, you want to keep that flexibility. And the strength of the abs really come when you come back down and how slow you can come back down and controlled. So you can stretch and get strength through your abs at the same time. Now, if your neck stays down flat, you're not going to hurt your neck, right? Really important with these kind of exercises. So this was one option to do. The other one was just here and bringing my knees up in between my arms. Let's do a couple more just like this. Great. And sit up, cross your legs, lean forward. Nice big breathing, nice relaxed back. You should have your elbows right in front of you. Should be no issue with that back, right? We've just released the back. Should be very comfortable. Another option to do here is also to take your head down on your knee and hold that. And you're gonna feel all through the side of the obliques, that big stretch to the side. So all the obliques are run down the back here and through your side of your abdomen. Nice, even breathing on both sides. Great. Nice and up and tall. Really stretch those arms up and tall, and then twist your back. Do not twist to pain. We're just twisting to get that whole stretch, your midsection here, onto both sides. Nice breathing. I'm gonna do one more exercise with you. Back to those hamstrings and those abs again. We're gonna hold our arms and our legs straight up in the air. Everything's nice and even and really straight. This is hamstring strength again. Holding everything up. Now I do a lot of exercises in my other videos about, doing up and down, all these kinds of different exercises you can do here, but you should really be able to hold these legs straight up in the air and these arms straight up in the air for a good 30 to 45 seconds. If we're doing stretching and strength alone, we're not gonna add the movement today. We're just gonna do this. Now, if your legs are like here, which you can feel it, your back is off the mat, everything's crooked, you can do this against a wall, right? Put your body against a wall to help you to get in that position and strengthen that and stretch that out until you can hold up yourself. Big, even breathing. My back is really flat on the mat. Really important. My abs are engaged. You can feel those hamstrings working. Big, even breathing. Take everything down in one big motion. Good. And then back up. Touch. And down. It's my abs that are holding everything together and bringing everything back and forth. Couple more. Last one. Excellent. All right. I hope you enjoyed this strength and stretching video today. Very different than most of my very high energy ones. If you have any questions, don't forget to email them to me at vanessa@trainwithv.com. I'll see you soon. Thank you for joining me at Fitness 23. Feel free to send me an email or shoot me a text message if you have any questions or concerns or any kind of exercises you would like to see. Remember, I have a gym in San Jose, California at Train with V. I also have Fitness 23 Las Vegas. And of course, don't forget, I have a nonprofit, Exercise in the Streets, which gives running shoes to incarcerated youth. Have a great day.